that's so good. Sorry to interrupt you. That's so good.
If I had a choice, which one has a little more merit? That one.
That one. Oh, I needed to hear that. I really needed to hear that. My job here is to shift energy. That's it.
It's to be what you are. That's really it. It's to be the light that you are. It's to be the rainbow that you are.
Okay.
You're really not, Monette. I cannot insist enough about that. This rainbow of light is manifesting through you, and for that expression, it's taken a name.
Oh, that's so good. About angels all the time, and they call up my clients and they'll say, "What's my angel's name?" And I said, "You want your angel to have a name. Your angel's energy. I don't know that they have names, but we put names on them because we're us. We're human. We do that human thing."
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So your job, if you want a job, actually, that's kind of a false thing. I have to take that back. You don't have a job. There's nothing to do here. But should you want to contribute in any way possible, okay, here this year for you, because it's such a power year, it's the opportunity powerfully to integrate the galactic code of light into the genetic code of life.
That's a soundbite right there, Miss Elaine.
Mm-hmm.
You've done this radio thing for a while, I can tell. Yeah. The galactic code of life into the genetic code of life.
Yep. So you become an alchemist. You become a transformer. You're transforming light into the code of life. And P.S., just so you know, that will change everyone's DNA across the board. You change one, the whole shebang changes. Which is why I often say, would you just do you, although there's no you, but do you anyway.
Brilliant. That last part is going to get written down and maybe even painted. The galactic code of life, the genetic code of life. That is brilliant.
That really is. I got to say, that is brilliant. I wish I could tell you, I thought of that by myself, but the big doer got that one out.
Yeah, that rainbow activation really has downloaded some incredible things, guys. Y'all need to be taking some walks by the beach, okay?
Yep.
That's good stuff, Miss Elaine. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and energy today.
Miss Monette, I wish you the most beautiful, joyous new beginning day at your new beginning day. And you should know I really do miss your presence in my life. There we have it.
And there we have it. And you'll be getting more of me because I miss you. As soon as I talk to you, I'm like, oh, Elaine, this is great. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Elaine. I really appreciate it.
I love you, and thank you for calling.
I love you, too. Have a great show.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. Okay, I hope you all got it. Did you understand? Do you have any questions? You too may call in now. It's 321-806-3159. So it's 321-806-3159. Some of you may be jumpy that I took a lot of time with someone, but her presence, her energy allowed portals of information to reach you. So I don't have any allegiance to you. Just need to hear me. Your question becomes a trigger point oftentimes. So that's why I encourage you and invite you. You may think it's really silly what you have to say, but it really isn't, because it may be the question that someone else is a little shy and afraid to ask. And maybe I don't even answer your question, but the answer wasn't for you in the first place. The answer rolled to someone else who needed it. So please, you're welcome to call in. You're welcome to email me at purpleportal777@gmail.com. So there is a lot happening because we are in this final, really, week of the dog week. I take that back. We're in the final week of sheep month, which means look to changes. What is happening in your life that you know you're uncomfortable with, that needs a little let go, it needs a little drop it, because that's what it's about. And simultaneously, okay, so last week, if you listened, we have stepped into this new galactic year, but we also, which I really didn't have time to address last week, but I'm going to address it now. We stepped into a 1 month, because they have 13 months in their galactic calendar, which is much more aligned to restoring health, harmony, and happiness inside the feminine energy field here on Earth, which means the more you can align yourself to the frequency of the 13-month calendar, even if you just get the calendar and read each day. If you're a female, I'll take it two ways here. If you're a female, potentially it can actually help if you have feminine problems, if you've had problems with your cycle, it's been off kilter. This thing actually can help restore the natural rhythm for the females. Men, if you want to read this, it does not mean you're going to have a cycle all of a sudden. What it does mean, though, you get more in touch finally and able to express the emotional side of yourself, the feminine side, that intuitive, that nurturing side of yourself. So there's got to be the balancing out of the male-female energy, because technically when we step out of a body, once again you return to your androgynous state anyway. So this nonsense of I'm a male or I'm a female, it has to do with our sense of division and separation and all of that craziness. So women, you are to return to your innate point of loving, correct use of power. I am so convinced that if we get there, men will step more fully into their positive expression of power. And there won't be any more better or, one-upmanship. It'll all dissipate. So this particular month it's a magnetic month is what it's called. And wouldn't you know, it's all about purpose. So I'm going to just kind of take some excerpts from the calendar, which if you want the calendar, it is, you go to 13, the number 13, moon, MOON.com. Yep, I think the calendar's about $20-something, maybe close to $28. For those of you who are ready now to drop your old self, this kind of work helps you step into a higher frequency. And from all that I've now learned and studied well over 45 years, it's all about us changing our frequency, which is why sometimes I give you the simple ways of doing it. Put down the candy bar and pick up the apple. Drink more water. Go for that walk in the forest or by the beach or out in nature. Okay, you're whining because you live in a city. Go for a walk in the city. There's a tree every once in a while. You can stand under the tree. Doesn't matter. And then take yourself out of these cities. Go to the oceans, because there the ions are very self-corrective. So anyway, this magnetic tone is called tone 1, and it represents, of course, the source of creation, the invisible essence of all that is, which is very interesting because truly everything in manifestation, I would underscore everything and put it in capital golden letters. Everything in manifestation is made up of one and only one essence. This integrating element is almost completely ignored. Just because it's ignored does not mean there is not this oneness underneath it all. So in the unified whole of life, nothing is outside of one. Awakening to the inherent unity of all things can expand your sense of purpose. You'll realize that you are an expression of totality. This is all that I was trying to reinforce in Monette. She's simply a glorious expression of totality, as am I, as am you. That is what you are, embodying a unique and essential contribution. I was speaking with someone last night who was sharing with me that her son, who's about 30, was very despondent over the weekend. And yes, he's got a high-pressure job and there's not the right girlfriend. And his big question mark was, this is all pointless. There's nothing here for me. And at any age, I've seen people posting stuff. It's pointless. Excuse me? Would you drop that nonsensical drivel? Especially not to this young boy, but to others of you that insist that you're non-essential? No. Without you, the tapestry isn't complete. When you seek your purpose, you find it is alive. It's encoded within you. It is one with who you are. It would have to be. And your purpose calls to you cellularly. And it nudges you through obvious attractions that draw your attention. I think that's what Monette was talking about. And I can share with you a little bit, although the seed's underground, so you're not going to get too much of it. But yes, something called to me recently. And I realized it's encoded in me. It feels good. It's a way to contribute to a larger, give me a larger sense of contribution. Okay? Once you have unified with your purpose. So my purpose is, I'd like to touch other souls to help their life be a little simpler as they're traversing up the pathway. I've had that purpose probably since I can remember, since I could talk. Well, with holding that purpose, you may have a purpose of you want to have a job at at a drug company. Okay, fine. It wouldn't be my purpose, but you need the money, it's a job, and you feel you can make a contribution by standing in the midst of that mess with integrity. Okay? Whatever it is. You will then naturally magnetize that which supports its unfoldment. From the vast realms of infinite possibility, all is attainable. Well, the thing that's oddly magnetized my interest in the past couple of weeks, it's an expensive thing, and it would be a big financial commitment. And yet I say to myself, there's no such thing as money. I'll magnetize whatever will make this purpose attainable. What the heck? I know that. I believe it in the core of me. As we open, as you open, as I open, to receive from the source which is in you, which provides all the resources and all of the synchronistic opportunities, everything is gracefully attracted. There's no pushing, there's no shoving. There's just an enormous sense of, I think I'm supposed to be there. I think that's where I'll show up. I think that's what I want to do. And trust me, if it's really not the magnetic pull that's strong enough for you, you'll be repulsed by it. It won't, nope, not for me. And that's okay too. Trust me, with all these seeds floating around, they will come to pass that you can sow a seed. You will also find that others are drawn to the same cause as you are. And why would that be? We're really never alone down here. Sometimes you can feel lonely, but it will pull you because it's a community effort, believe it or not. So in salute to oneness, it decrees. I mean, a decree is a strong thing. We've lost sight of the intensity of that word decree. It's a decree. When something's decreed, in the old days, it was kind of terrifying. You know, there's a decree that you will come and pay those taxes. And now people are like, Eon, I'm not paying that. So decree has lost some of its input, but I'm putting it right back in today because it's a very